For today's challenge, I'll be playing Project Zomboid as a character who is completely deaf. Normally in this game, your sense of hearing can be just as important as your vision, sometimes even more so. Now, instead, I get to bumble around in a world filled with zombies, alarms, and absolutely zero idea what's going on behind me. Returning for the third time on this channel is Jim Oldman, veteran, divorcee, and bald spot enthusiast. At the fresh young age of 67, Jim woke up one morning to discover he'd accidentally dropped his hearing aids in his denture cup. To complicate matters further, an unending horde of zombies lies between him and the nearest hearing center, which just happens to also be the Riverside Pharmacy. So now, deaf, frail, and afraid, our favorite geriatric has to fight to get his hearing back. But he's not entirely alone. Someone's been watching Jim struggle, and they'll come along from time to time to cheer him on. In other words, this mission of Jim's is on a little bit of a timer. If the helicopter event hits and I'm not aware of it, Jim is more or less a dead man. Now, for this challenge, I didn't actually take the deaf trait. I wanted to make it so you, the viewer, could hear everything that was going on. So instead, I just unhooked my headphones, and I played without them. Enjoy hearing all the looming threats creeping up on me that I am completely oblivious to. We spawn in Rosewood, the area I probably know the least about in this game. Now, as with all Project Zomboid characters, we start by stripping my house down to the nails and taking everything we can. Absolutely everything. And even if it is nailed down, you get a hammer and saw and you take that too. Sadly, Jim doesn't have any hardware, so we have to settle for this. Technically, it's a weapon. Technically. And as luck would have it, my neighbor's house happened to spawn a prison escape event. Oh, hello. Hello, my good criminal. I need your bag. We'll just put that on my back. Don't suppose either of you strapping fellows might have some weapons on ya. The house might have been empty, but a free duffel bag is a free duffel bag. Then, our Lord and Savior, the Great Spiffo, smiled down on Jim when he spawned a particular zombie right outside. The world is so nice to me. Hi there, friend. What are you doing out here? Put that on my back, put that on my belt, put that on my wrist. Jim, we're going back to Vietnam, buddy. Who am I kidding? You never left. After all this excitement, it was time to move on to Jim's next challenge. Crossing the street. Alright, they heard the house is for sale. They're coming over for a tour. Jim, why do you have to be so weak? Oh, wow. Okay. You know, I was gonna shit on you for, being physically frail. Jesus Christ. But you just killed that man in like 3 stomps. You would make a great gang member. Now, I've got all of this neat stuff. I've got all of these goodies. I've got all of these nice things. But I don't have a weapon, which is frankly concerning. Apparently they didn't hear that either. Oh, that is, we're not gonna fight our way through that. Excuse me. Looks like that one's got a garden fork stuck in him. Don't mess with Jim, bro. Don't mess with Jim. Do not. Under any circumstance. Mess with Jim. Anyone out back? Nope. Okay, let's get this window open. Let's get this bread. Any minute now. Okay. This is a great angle because I can't see anything over here. Oh god, I saw the moodle. Is it just you? Did I see another one? Are you bringing a friend? Alright, screw this. I'm just gonna break the window. Oh, this house isn't gonna have shit in it, is it? Oh, okay, well, ask and you shall receive. Okay. Pickles? Hell yeah, I'll eat some pickles. I'll eat some pickles right now. Room temperature pickles that have been sitting in a fridge for a month. Hell yeah. Is that shed within my grasp? That is looking like no. That is looking like that is not in my grasp. Give him the runaround. Oh, there's a generator in here. That's cool. Useless. I need that. And now I need to leave. And then after that, the third house I check in this run would happen to have the best comedic timing I have ever seen in this game. Man, it would suck if there was a house alarm going off right now. With absolutely no way of knowing that every single zombie in a 20-block radius was now homing on my location, I casually sauntered my way over to the nearby fence. I wanted to loot the school and see if I could find some things you'd often find in places like those. Candy, cigarettes, chocolate, loaded firearms, an entire copy of the Book of Mormon, 5 ounces of shrooms, you know, the normal stuff. But sadly, that didn't quite pan out. Instead, I decided to make up for Jim's lack of auditory senses by making him completely exhausted by climbing a fence. It took me about 3.2 seconds to realize my mistake. I am the dumb. I am the big dumb. We'll just scoot away from here. Man, Jim, you really just can't have anything nice, can you? I am now faced with the realization that it is probably not much safer in here than it is out there. It was only 3:40 p.m. and Jim was experiencing more fun and excitement today than he had for the entirety of his marriage. In an effort to escape the unwashed, undead masses, I had our man here take a detour into some nearby trees. Because in the zombie apocalypse, nothing bad ever happens in the woods. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's many more. There's many more. Okay, nope. We need to leave. Jim, your weak old man muscles can't take all of these. Finally, I arrived at the holy mecca of Project Zomboid. Spiffos, paradise of rotten food and all the ketchup you can drink. Unfortunately, it would be a short visit. Oh, you got in already. Okay. Does this lead outside? Oh, I want that. I want that. I think I can earn... Listen, I am a proud American, and I require that. I need it. You heard me from all the way over there? Fuck you. Good God, how good is your hearing? You know, I say that like I know how loud this is. Like, I'm only going off of actual memory. For all I know, I could be making so much noise right now. With my Second Amendment secured, and my ineptitude screwing me at every turn, I decided it was probably time to just leave the city altogether. And with how late it was getting, it was time to find a place to sleep for the night. There were, however, complications. Okay, Jim doesn't get nice things. There are no nice things in this house for Jim. What followed was several minutes of fighting hordes of zombies with no weapons. But that's fine. Jim's boots were made for stomping. His lungs, however, were not made for breathing, apparently. After 3 hours of Jim flailing against the waves of undead, you just gotta kill him, man. You just gotta kill him. You just gotta kill him, man. Come on. Haven't you ever murdered a man before? I forgot there was 2 of them in this pile. We finally had a place to sleep. Jim treated himself to a sip of water, a pipe wrench, and a moment to catch his breath. Only a moment, though. Of course there's folks in here. Oh, I think I see the door jiggling down there. Jim's too tired to deal with this shit. But finally, after several hours of struggling, Jim finally had a place to sleep. And, like a proper survivor, he tossed the table between him and the door before laying down. And after sleeping like a baby, a sad, sad little baby, it was back to another day of fun and adventure. And a lot of bobbing and weaving around the infected. A whole lot. Sadly, in my haste to get out the door, I didn't pack Jim any water and very little food. Okay, I'm so hungry now that, oh man. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry to do this to you, buddy. I know it's gonna make you real sad, but... Eat the ketchup, bud. Eat the ketchup. There you go. There you go, Jim. Don't you feel better now? Jim didn't need happiness. He just needed shelter. And shelter he had. There was absolutely fuck all for loot, but hey, it had walls. It had a place to sleep. And I mean, a place to secure some sweet gains. The rest of the nearby houses had pretty much nothing in them. I found some booze, a car with a baseball bat, an advertising campaign for seatbelt safety. Otherwise, not much. The trailer park, however, was an absolute treasure trove. Once I got in... Okay, I don't give a shit about this window. Jim was set to go. Food, water, an ambulance I couldn't steal. We were living the dream. And that dream only got sweeter when I found the little farm village to the north. A survivor home waited there for us, tempting Jim with its sweet, boarded-up goodness. And, just like his marriage, it looked amazing from the outside. But, once he was inside, it was cold, barren, and 2 other men were already involved. Only this time, it didn't take 30 years for Jim to discover that. Food, metal pipe, cherry. Are you serious, dude? Did you guys really have nothing of note in here? No, instead, the real treasure was further on through the fields. A police event, just waiting for someone to make the most of it. And not only were there perfectly viable cars there, the zombies were carrying more food for my very hungry Remington. After living out every sovereign citizen's dream, I turned off the lights and I helped myself to the ammo that just fell into my lap. A quick check on the car told me it was in fantastic condition. Even better than the 28-year-old Chevy Nova Jim had to drive around in after Linda took everything in the divorce. All it needed was a little air in the tires and it would be good as new. I just had to make sure Jim didn't hit anyone and destroy the engine. This was around the time I remembered that I had one spare point when I was making Jim, and for some reason, I decided to make him an aggressive driver. I'm not good at driving in this game at the best of times, and these are not the best of times. They're pretty close though. After the safest, calmest drive of Jim's life, we came to stop at a random tire change event. I discovered I didn't have any containers to siphon gasoline on me. I don't know why, but I decided to throw away all my spare water bottles. And that sucked, cause that sports car, it was in great condition. But without any bottles, I couldn't fill its empty gas tank. Instead, I had to settle for stealing a tire from a nearby wreck and throwing it onto my police cruiser. I do have to say though, I'm pretty impressed. Jim has no mechanics experience, and it only took him 2 tries to get that tire on. Okay, but like, why the fuck can't I have anything nice in this game? It took me about 3 minutes to realize what happened. Did my tire break? I wasn't, like, hallucinating earlier, right? I replaced that tire. Then another 30 seconds to get my car stranded. Along with pretty much all of my possessions that I tossed in the trunk. Oh, wow. Okay, hey, I would love to check those for... Oh, God. Okay, well, there goes the car. Along with whatever stuff I had in there. Thank you for all you did, car. You were the best of us. There's no justice in this world. Good people are made to suffer all the time, especially if those good people are me. No one has it worse than I do. And the icing on this cake, all of this happened just in time for Jim to start getting sleepy. On a road with no houses. So, our favorite deaf old man was going to have to sleep in an abandoned van. Did you know sleeping in cars in this game actually terrifies me? I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion. And with Jim being deaf, I'd have no way of knowing if I was in danger until there was already a zombie chomping on me through the window. So, after obsessively scanning the area for several in-game hours, Jim finally got to pass out. Good morning! A new day filled with rain and suffering awaits you, Jim. I love that he's just unbelievably thirsty while water is falling around from the sky. The absolute irony. But Jim's luck was about to turn around. The joy of homeownership awaited the man. Nothing bad was going to happen to anybody today. I found the emergency broadcast channel, which would have been useful in literally any other run, but not for old Jim here. Jim doesn't get to have the luxury of hearing. He does have the privilege of finding a key in a cupboard. A key to not just a car, but a key to the car. Mint condition, nearly a full tank, whatever color this is. This chariot was going to carry our boy Jim across the finish line. The zombies were so excited for him that they were throwing a party down the street. Oh, I can do this? Okay. Seems a little cheap, but hey, whatever. Okay, well, bottles and food for yes, give me that. Jim needs this. Jim has earned this. I don't really want to drink the alcohol because I hate to do this. I'm gonna pour this out. God, any other playthrough, that would be so wasteful. Oh. Hi, how long were you here? Well, that's awkward. I should be dead. Okay. Oh my god, I should be dead. And after loading up on all the empty calories an old man could ever ask for, it was off to bed. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. And to celebrate the occasion, Jim was gonna make a really neat candle. And then, it was time to go down the road into Riverside. I had a plan. It wasn't a good plan, but it was a plan. First, I needed to make some sanctuary, a place Jim could run to if things got too hairy in the center of town. There we go. Okay. You've got it, Jim. You've got it. Look at that. I knew you could do it, buddy. I knew you could do it. Okay, starting to get a little bad. Starting to become a problem. Starting to become a problem, Jim. Oh, is that the officer zombie? I didn't realize I crippled him. Are you shaped funny, or do you have a backpack on? You're just shaped funny. I know it's not socially acceptable to ask people if they're shaped funny, but, well, I feel like he is. Hi. The reward for Jim's efforts? Another thing of shotgun shells, and a safe house to hide in should everything turn to shit. Then it was time for a leisurely stroll through the nearby gated community. Oh, why is that blocking the intersection I need to go through? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Well, not a stroll, a drive. No way in hell was I going to make Jim walk around here. No, instead, I drove Jim to the construction site, and then it was time for my master plan. I wanted to get as many zombies as possible away from the busier parts of town without getting the entire city after me. What better way to do it than by going to the outskirts and letting off the 12 gauge Jim's been cradling this entire trip? Ooh, yep, there's the crowd. Jim's aiming skill might have been absolute dog water, but hey, that was rapidly changing. Oh, that might be useful. Hang on, I think I might have just made this easy. Man, this is so dangerous and stupid. Don't do this. What I'm doing right now, don't do this. This is bad. Jim, why are you panicking? Things are going great. Just don't turn around. We'll just reload. God, there's a lot of you. Not as many as there was, but more than I would like still. And honestly, it was going great. Until I ran out of shells. That wasn't ideal. I would have preferred that not happen. Also, doing this when you can't hear them coming up behind you, don't recommend it. Very stressful. I guess we're down to this now. Once the handgun was empty, I switched over to my Molotov, only to make a very unfortunate discovery. You can't light Molotovs with matches. It has to be a lighter. And Jim's lighter was all the way back in Rosewood in the police car he totaled. So instead, it was time to switch to All Reliable. There wasn't anything useful on any of the bodies, but we did find a lighter, and we found a nice place to sleep for the night. Well, this is pretty much useless now. Thank you, Remington. I will never forget you. Wonder what this says. Be careful, Mom. Dad's still wandering around here. Imagine if he wasn't even a zombie. It's just like they just hate their dad. One toilet bath later, it was time for Jim to get some well-deserved sleep. Only a few city blocks and an unknown amount of zombies were between him and his precious hearing aid. Come on, Jim. Jim, come on, dude. You're embarrassing me. Oh, that was satisfying to watch. Give. Yes, give the old man his pills. Give the old man his pills. Jim found more medication, more zombies, and a big horde waiting to rip off his limbs. Alright, I got those pills. It's probably a good time to go ahead and just take a couple of those. Okay, hang on. I need to look around me real quick because I can't hear them. God, what an absolute machine Jim has turned into. Truly, there has never been an American warrior like him. I will say, though, All Reliable here is starting to look a little down and dreary. But with the liberal application of his baseball bat, the groupies were dispersed, and Jim's journey to the pharmacy continued. But there were way too many zombies. Way too many. Even with fence combat and a high fitness, Jim couldn't possibly handle all of these with his baseball bat. I needed a plan with tact and delicate precision. And by that, I mean I threw a firebomb at them and I started running in circles. A beautiful bonfire was lit just outside the Riverside Yacht Club. I didn't get anywhere near most of them, but I got some of them, and isn't that really what matters? I have a level in sprinting, so I'm a bit faster than I once was. Now go into the group there. Come on, bump each other. There we go. That's what we need. This is what I'm after. Now, this won't deal with all of them, but it will be something. Can the metal structures burn down? They can for some reason. Okay. pretty sure that that is a steel fence that is burning, but hey, I'm not a physicist. I don't claim to understand how fire physics work, but you know, okay. I know this is such a cheesy way to deal with these problems, but at the same time, I just don't care. That is just too damn many. Oh, okay, so, I think they're starting to go down now. Good. Good. I'm glad. Oh, don't catch yourself on fire, Dan. Don't catch yourself on fire, Dan. Oh, that was almost bad. I was not looking where I was going. I was admiring my stats. Yes, admiring my stats. I almost died because of vanity. And I'd do it again. Jim's like that, you know? Can you guys, like, die faster, please? Please? Man, I don't like you. I don't like any of you. I don't like any of you. And I feel like your parents don't like you either. That's why you're like this. Well, is that technically a forest fire? I don't know. Well, Jim, you're an eco-terrorist now. Well done, buddy. Oh, wait, no. Eco-terrorists are people who do terrorism to help the environment. You're just an asshole. And not only did Jim inflict great harm to the local population, he also managed to destroy the local ecosystem. Just like back in Nam. Then, we cleaned up the stragglers, and we entered the prescription paradise that we have fought and clawed our way to. There was only one last obstacle between Jim and his prize, a security door. But Jim is nothing if not determined. My favorite part of listening back to this footage is there's a zombie trying to break down a door in the neighboring building, and I could not hear it. We are brothers, they and I, both weakly and sadly trying to bust down a door to get to a prize we crave. Jim's is a tiny speaker that makes voices audible. Theirs is a feast of wrinkly, leathery old man meat. And with the door down, Jim's quest was finally completed. After that, we robbed the entire pharmacy, went back to his car, and decided to set out to find a nice comfy place to wait out the apocalypse. Well, you did it, Jim. Props to you, my good man. Props to you. Oh, hey, this is the same style of house as the farmhouse next to the CDDA house. Oh, God. This really did come full circle, didn't it? Take a load off, Jim. You've earned it. I think I speak for everyone when I say we're real proud of you, my man. Good work.